Hello, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, with a very special live broadcast. We are talking about women and coins, precious metals, and how the two can be conflated and how we can spread the message of precious metals to get more women involved. We have some great women here in the community that collect precious metals and the like. And what you're looking at here on your screen at this very moment is the Standing Liberty Quarter and the Barber Dime. And I think statistically, you will see that there are many more women featured on coins than men by a long shot around the world. You see women on coins more often than men. However, the opposite is true in terms of those who collect these coins and hedge their wealth and preserve their wealth with precious metals. So we're going to discuss that today. Thanks to Kat from Bikini Coin Girl. This subject came about, and we thought we'd go live and discuss it with Kat, who is here with us from Bikini Coin Girl. There she is. And then we have Lainey from RB50, who is here as well to discuss this. And we will have others chime in as well, but we're going to start out with these two here. And so I'm going to turn my camera off, and we're going to talk to you ladies here about precious metals and what your thoughts are about women, statistics you may have, and maybe how we can see if we can get more and ways to maybe entice more women to join the community of precious metals and coin collecting. So, Kat, since it was you who brought this idea out to me here, we'll start with you. What are your initial thoughts on the subject, and what got you? And the other thing too is what got you into precious metals and coin collecting?
All right. Well, first off, hi everybody. Glad to see y'all. But as to what got me into coin collecting, my father, from a very young age, never decided to tell me what was right for me to do and what was not right. Of course, it was the regular parenting things, but any hobby that I really wanted to do, he supported in every way, shape, or form. And I always was interested in coins because, of course, every kid has, like, you know, a piggy bank or something that they put money in. Everybody has one. But I always like to keep, like, the really shiny ones and the ones with women on them. But as for my thoughts, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why there are more men collecting coins than there are women, because statistics show that 68% of household spending is women. And then, of course, you have various outlets like the Home Shopping Network and other things like that.
Right.
But all in all, sorry, excuse me. All in all, I'd say that, sorry, trying to get my thoughts together.
No worries, take your time.
With how many women there are in comparison to there are men, it would make more sense that women would collect coins more than guys do. However, it's considered mostly a guy thing.
Right, yeah, exactly. And that's great that your father encouraged you, you know, to collect and what you enjoy, and I think it's fascinating. It does seem to be a male-dominated hobby and arena for hedging. I don't like to use the term investing when it comes to precious metals, but preserving your wealth through precious metals. Very good. Well, Lainey, what are your thoughts about the subject?
Well, Mr. Monkey Swag actually just stole one of my thoughts. Women prefer theirs in jewelry, which I think is absolutely true. You know, a lot of women do stack without even, you know, and invest into gold and silver without even realizing that that's what they're doing. And so, and plus, I mean, I don't know. There's such a small number of people that actually do this. I think a lot of people are closet stackers, and you know, where they don't They don't share it, out on social media, out in the public, and a lot of them don't even share it with their families. And so I don't know. I mean, I've got a funny feeling that there's probably a lot more women involved than what we realize there are. They're just not on YouTube. So.
Right. I think so too. I've looked at my analytics, and it's been a while since I've done so, but let me see. In fact, I can look here real quick and I can tell you, for the last 28 days, let me see here. If I get I don't even know where this demographics here. Let's see here. On my channel, female, there's way less. Man, it's like 9% tops. And actually the age range, most of the female audience that is between 13 and 17 years old is where most of the female audience is for my channel. Older ladies, between 55 and 64 years old is 8.3%. And less around the middle age, like around 18 and 24 or 25 and 34 years old is 3.9%. So basically it's less than 10%, way less than 10% viewership of this channel. And that may not be the best gauge, but with regards to interest in the community, if you pull it out, and consider, how many men don't make YouTube videos that stack closet, that basically are not letting anybody know they do it. The statistics may bear themselves out. I don't know, to be around the same, but maybe not. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
Okay, yeah. No worries. But anyways, so with that being said, well, Bikini Coin Girl, you have some coins with you that sort of illustrate what I talked about at the beginning. Do you want to speak to some of that?
Of course. So I have 2 commemorative coins here with me today, and a few examples of just regular currency that is mostly geared towards women. So first we have my botanical gardens. Hopefully it's, not stubborn like it was last time when I tried to get it out of the box. But the botanical gardens, it's a commemorative that came out in 1997. Is what it says on the certificate of authenticity. They always keep one of those in there, so it's awesome. But basically, the front of it shows just a rose, and the back is a governmental building. Say that it targets women more than it does men, simply because women are more prone to like flowers.
Right.
So it would make sense. I'm trying to fight it out up here. Being stubborn.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll tell you, I've got an order from the U.S. Mint, the latest commemorative coin, the World War I commemorative coin, and on the back, on the reverse of that piece, there will be poppy flowers, and yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and I do think that will appeal, and I think your next coin that you have there, I think too, is something that will be. By the way, a trick to get those things out, if you pull the whole bottom of the case out, in other words, the part that's attached to it, just pull that completely out. You can push it in from the back, so that plastic piece,
Okay.
that's how I get the ones that are stuck on mine. And the other thing is, this year the U.S. Mint will be releasing the breast cancer awareness coins, and it will be the first gold coin that the U.S. Mint has produced that will be rose gold. It's 85% gold, and I think that could possibly attract some more women to the community.
There we go. Thank you for the little tip.
Sure thing.
Have you seen the new women's empowerment bronze bullion coins that are supposed to be coming out?
No, I haven't seen those.
Mm-hmm. was looking last night because I like collecting all precious metals, not just gold and silver. I do also collect copper and bronze.
Sure. Right.
And copper, so far, is really easy to get your hands on. I have a coin shop that I go to, and they have rounds that have like dinosaurs. They have just people. I even found one that had the Three Stooges on them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very, very cool. And by the way, just for the audience here that's on the side chat, as part of this, we are going to be taking your questions later on in the broadcast. So stick around. And I apologize. During these interviews, I don't get to acknowledge the people who come in here as often on the side chat. So I apologize for that because we're doing an interview here, but we will be coming back to you guys for an interview here. But here is Kat with Bikini Coin Girl with the Botanical Gardens coin.
Yep. So this commemorative came out in 1997. It's a Philadelphia proof coin. On the front, let's see if I can get it in there. Y'all see that?
Beautiful.
It's a rose in the middle with a wreath of rose and vines along the top there. And that side is more or less to attract more women.
Right.
Because they wanted the coin to look pretty, and that's why they left a lot of the field, adding more detail. So that way you could see more of the like mirror shine on it.
Sure.
And then on the back, sorry guys, something weird's been going on with my throat lately.
No worries.
And then on the back, like building. But it still has that clear field so you can see most of the mirror shine on it.
Right. Beautiful.
I agree.
And speaking of which, speaking of those women empowerment medals you were talking about, the U.S. Mint has the first spouse bronze medallions you can order. And they also make them in gold as well. But there was one for Alice Paul, who was a woman's suffrage, who was part of the women's suffrage movement of the 20s. I believe it was the 20s, or maybe it was the late 1800s or whatever. But it's kind of a neat piece there. And by the way, we do have some women here on the side chat here joining us, and it's always April G is one of them. And Barbara Carbone is here. Nice to have some women representing here in the community. Very nice. And what's the other coin you have there, Bikini Coin Girl?
All right, the other coin I have is the Dolly Madison commemorative. And I love how they do this one. It's the Dolly Madison commemorative.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites. Beautiful. It was designed by Tiffany and Company. Did the design for both the obverse and reverse of that piece. One of a kind.
And they also, included this awesome little piece of ribbon here, and so you can pull it out.
That's right.
And it pops the coin.
And by the way, that packaging is unique to the uncirculated commemorative coins, and that is an uncirculated dollar there. Beautiful.
Yep. All right, so let me see if I can get this up there. Can y'all see that okay?
I can see it. Hopefully they can see it too. Dolly Madison was considered who was the served during the Jefferson administration first, and is considered to be the one who started the precedent for what first ladies would do in the White House. And as you know, she was the first lady during James Madison's administration. And she was credited for saving the portrait of George Washington during the War of 1812, when Britain invaded and burned down many buildings in Washington, including the executive mansion at the time. So that's an attractive piece. And that is actually my very first, that coin there that Kat is holding is the very first commemorative coin that I ordered directly from the U.S. Mint.
This is definitely one of my favorites because I'm female. It's pretty obvious.
I'm a dude and I love the coin too. It's one of my favorites too.
It's very aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yep.
Because not all women are history buffs that are going to enjoy like coins or like even the Lewis and Clark commemorative that I have.
Right.
It's nice that they do actually make some commemoratives that are, I suppose, for lack of a better word, pretty.
Yeah, and really, and here's the thing, beauty on coins is something that everybody can. I mean, that to me, that's sort of a gender neutral or sex neutral asset. If a coin is beautiful, I think it's going to attract members of both sexes. I mean, it's and like the coin you showed there. Well, both those coins are beautiful, but certainly there's going to be certain themes that are gonna attract different folks. But anyways, but yeah, that's a very good point for sure. Um, let's see here. What else? So, Kat, do you have any suggestions on how we can spread the message or get more females involved in the community?
Well, the way I look at it is we're just small people, while like AppMex, Provident Metals, all that, they have a chance to actually do something. Because if you actually take the time to go through their inventory, you'll find a lot of pounds. And they're inexpensive. You're looking about 20 to 25 bucks per round.
Right.
The thing is, when I watch TV, I'm about the same as any other person. But when I watch TV, one second. Yep, issue. But when I watch TV and a commercial comes on, it's almost never a coin commercial. Or just like on YouTube, I've never seen an ad for coins.
Right.
So I would have to say a lot of it is lack of promotion. And then like on the Home Shoppers Network, they show coins on there. I'm not going to say that they don't, because that would be an outright lie. But the coins they show are the coins that are so expensive that most mid to low income earning families can't afford them.
Well, actually, they can, Kat. They just can't afford them from HSN. That's one of the thing I posted about tips for 5 questions for new collectors and stackers out there. Never buy coins from television or radio ads. And yeah, they overprice. It's cool to see them, but they do. You're right. They overprice. They overcharge big time. Yeah.
Not only do they overcharge, if my father taught me that if any coin says MS70 or Proof 70, it's not.
Right. Exactly.
They'll basically pick the first X amount of coins to come off the mint, and those go into the Proof 70 cases, whether there's a scratch on it or not.
Right.
So I don't trust anything that's Proof 70. The highest I'm willing to go on the whole grading scale itself is around MS66.
Right. Yeah. Well, and for modern, I mean, and that's a sort of a different subject, but yeah, modern coin grading, it's very deceptive, and I never buy the coin based off the grade. I buy the coin, not the slab, for sure. And that's something that is good advice for everyone, for sure. Definitely, very good. So, how did you start your channel, and the theme of it? What got you into wanting to talk about coins? Because I think that what you're doing is, in a way, having a channel and talking about coins is a way to spread that message. But what got you started? What made you decide to go ahead and do a channel?
Well, whenever I first started, I always liked watching coin videos. I especially like Blue Ridge Silverhound was one of my favorites. So was Coin Op. But every time I would look at a channel percentage-wise, it was roughly out of 10 channels, 1 might be ran by a female.
Right.
The other 9 were always ran by men. So I suppose I wanted to be kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to lead it by example, I suppose, would be the best way to say it.
Right. Yeah,
Because,
and that's good. Yeah. So so you just kind of thought there was a market, and you know, because there wasn't as many female coin channels out there, and so you felt like, you know, it was a good time that you could provide something unique and be able to show coins, and especially at your age, and because I know there's a couple of younger stackers out there who do have channels, but they're very few. Most of the female stackers that are out there are, you know, are a little bit older. I mean, I'm not going to say they're old, but I'm just saying they're married or they're established in jobs and the like, and have been doing it. I know we have Mr. Vegeta here's on the side chat mentioning some of the channels out there. We know there's Lady Liberty Stacker, Laura Blade, Silver Diva, RB50's here with us. Skydan Yellow was one that used to be around a while ago, but she's gotten into the looks like augmented reality stuff as of late. The Silver V is another one, who is another young one, by the way, very young. And a lot of great stuff, a lot of great channels out there. The Stacking Stoner, is it female too? I'll have to check her out. So I'm sure there's many that I've not heard of, but I will give you an example. I was kind of hoping he would be in here, but we have a guy that I call the Bouncer. His name is Eric, and his wife is starting a channel showing. So he got his wife into it, which is great.
I agree.
And so yeah, Silver Stacking Mama. April G is another one. April G has a channel. So, but the thing is for every one you can name that's a female, there's, like you said, 10, 12 or so that are going to be male.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the opportunity, and you put your own spin or your own shtick, so to speak, on collecting coins, and so I think that's fabulous. And yeah, very good. And I think that's part of what I think will attract other females, because I have seen on some of those other channels for a while, other females commenting, say it's good to see another woman stacking and collecting precious metals, because I do think that women in the community here in the YouTube community, I think is a wonderful thing, because I think it just reinforces the ideas that really, again, collecting coins and the idea of preserving your wealth with precious metals is really gender neutral. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that we need to find out why, and we need to find out ways to get more women involved.
Well, I actually read an article. Yeah, I read a lot of articles, just to be fair. But I read an article where they asked women in general why they thought that coin collecting was a guy thing. Well,
Okay.
out of the women that they asked, most of them stated that a lot of it was just by far too detail oriented and chronological. But a lot of women, they don't necessarily know that there are commemoratives. They don't know that there are silver rounds besides the one that you see just have like the regular mint marks. No, there's very special rounds. I mean, even the Colonel, who I'm sure we've all heard of, makes awesome stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's some interesting thoughts. So it's the chronological, the detail, and some of the stuff that you see is probably more male-oriented type of situation. I guess that's part of the reason why you mentioned the flower. The rose on the back of it's more simple. It stands out with the fields and beauty. What was the third thing you said?
I'm trying to think now. Give me a second.
Well, anyways, well, no. Anyways, that's all right. That's okay. Well, I'll tell you what. What are your thoughts about taking some questions from the chat side? We've got a good number of viewers here now, and so if you're okay with that, Kat, we'll take some questions from the side chat here. So somebody said, show us your face, Al. I don't think you. Kyle, whose face would you rather see, mine or Kat's or Laney's? I think the choices be clear. You don't want to see my face. Anyways, yeah. Oh, it looks like Laney's got to go. But I tell you what, let's take some questions for Kat. And if you have a question, so that I know, because the chat side does sometimes get a little bit crazy here. So if you have a question for Bikini Coin Girl, then put a 2 asterisks in front of your question, 2 or 3 asterisks. In other words, it's the key. It's the little star above the number 8, so that I know what to look for. And her channel is Bikini Coin Girl. And by the way, Coins A to Z says, Bikini, you have to do push-ups since you're on an SM channel. That's an inside joke. I do sometimes do push-ups. And so if you take a while answering a question, I'll probably do a couple of push-ups because I need to get those in. And I usually do them live. I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I got to be efficient. You know what I mean? Instead of get my exercise in, you know what I'm saying? Get the blood pumping, get the blood rolling. Oh, yeah. All right, so here's some questions from Ella Emanuel Rose. I have a question. How much do you set aside for your precious metal fund?
Normally I spend, it really depends. If I'm focusing on bullion, I normally like to get about 1 round per week, 2 if I can manage it, because that's a really small amount, but it adds up over time. But if it's just, numismatic value on a coin, then I normally have to save up.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, probably just depends on the coin, and that's probably gearing back to maybe some of what you talked about earlier. Is men tend to kind of plan and in detail and how much they're going to save, whatever. Whereas maybe it may be more nonchalant or easygoing with women. They just kind of see what they like and get it if they can afford it and the like. So very good. All right, Mr. Monkey Swag, what is your favorite coin in your collection? That's a good question there.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking like commemorative coins or just regular coins, or all coins in general?
Probably all coins in general, but if you can't think of all coins in general, maybe just the commemorative coin.
Well, if it's all coins in general, it's kind of a tie because of really, really nice Morgans.
Yeah.
But I also really love the 2 commemoratives that I've shown you.
Okay.
One was the very first coin I ever got. It was from my father.
Okay.
And the other one, I liked it so much that I bought it.
Nice. Very cool. Awesome. Very good. Red Phantom 70, how long have you been stacking? And that's acquiring precious metals.
Well, I have been acquiring and collecting precious metals ever since I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Because my dad would always, like, for stocking stuffers, you know how most kids get like candy or little toys? Right. I would get bullion rounds.
Sure. That's awesome.
I have a very large collection, but I only keep so much of it with me at a time.
Right.
I'm kind of weird. I like to vary shit. So.
No, that's good. That's a good, safe way to do it. I keep mine in many different locations as well, for the same reason. Very good. All right, the Silver V, who's another great female stacker of the community here, is great. By the way, Bikini Coin Girl, if you haven't subscribed to the Silver V, you'd love her channel. She is awesome. She's asked if you could stack one kind of silver coin, what would it be? Well, that's a tough one too. Wow.
Oh yeah, because I'm very, very, very partial to standing Liberty quarters as I am with Morgan dollars and peace dollars.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if I had to go, like, if I had to pick between each denomination, I'd probably have to go with Indian cents, probably V nickels.
Yeah, this is just silver coins she's asking there.
Okay. So you've got, of course, I'm going to pick your standing Liberty quarters.
Yeah. Those are good. Okay, very
And
good.
then for 50-cent pieces, I like bennies.
Right.
For dimes, I like Mercury dimes.
Cool. Awesome.
And then for silver dollars, it's a tie between Morgan and peace dollars.
Right. Both are beautiful for sure. All right. Well, very
Oh,
good. The champ asked how big is your collection? You've kind of mentioned that, or kind of already alluded to that. So April G asked, what do you enjoy collecting the most? Coins, numismatic, or stacking? Question.
I do like coins because I really love the history behind them. Because each coin, not even like what it is, it's more or less how long it's been there. You know what I'm saying? Because you have coins that are, 100 years old and you can still tell what they are.
Right. Yeah, very good. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I like those old coins too. And I'm sorry, I'm watching the chat here. Let's see. Okay. Mudswat asked a question for me. Has anybody donated Bitcoin? Yes, I have had one person donated some Bitcoin to me. Very nice of them. Let's see here. The champ says, do you think it's a good to stack or better to buy and sell? What's your views on men who collect?
I would rather stack, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
In the household I was raised in, my father was the doomsday prepper of the doomsday preppers.
Right, right.
So being around that kind of influence as a child, I would rather hoard silver
Sure.
than buy and sell it.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Coins A to Z asks, do you have favorite themes for coins and metals? What are they? That's a good question.
Like, what does he mean by themes?
Like in other words, do you like there's some coins that have ships on them, others that have representations of liberty, that type of thing.
I really enjoy, like, there's one commemorative that I've been trying to get my hands on. It's the Ethereum.
Oh yes, that's a beautiful coin. Yeah.
So I really, really like the more historical coins when it comes to the history aspect, like aesthetics and how it looks. I really like coins with like flowers and animals on them. And those are the two of like the bullion and the commemoratives that I collect the most.
Right. Very good. Okay, let's see here. All right. Moving on down here. Red Phantom 70 ask, what do you like better, gold or silver? For the
Now that's a
precious
hard
metal.
one. Silver is much easier to get your hands on because it's not quite as expensive.
Yes.
But at the same time, gold holds its value a lot more than silver does.
Right. As far as in terms of their pure beauty, do you have a preference as far as their aesthetic point of view?
I've always, like, if we're just going based on color, I really like white gold.
Right.
Because I don't particularly care for the color yellow.
Right. So maybe
but
silver.
Either way, I collect both.
Yeah. So maybe silver would be probably preferable because it is the most reflective metal out there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay. All right. And the Silver V asked, what price would you sell your silver?
It would depend on the current spot price.
Right.
And where you're selling it at, of course.
So as a stacker, what price would it have to get up to, the spot price, in order for you to sell?
Depend on my situation at the time, because I really don't like selling coins.
I'm with you on that too.
It's
Yeah.
it's physically painful.
Yes, I agree. I'm a hold it pretty much at any price unless I have to sell it. And I remember people telling me, I said, well, when silver got up to $48 an ounce, I said, you should sell some of that, because I remember buying it at $4 an ounce. I'm like, no, I want to keep it. It's worth more, you know? But here's Stacking AG47, who asked, do you like poured silver? And have you heard of Metals
I do.
Mafia? Yeah. There's a community here you may not be aware of poured silver pourers. In other words, they actually create poured silver pieces in the community. There's folks like Hi Ho Silver, Stacking AG47, Fossil Metal.
The Colonel.
The Colonel, that's right, the Colonel, exactly. Yep. And they're all a part of Metals Mafia. And Pit Bullion is another one. And I have actually interviewed Pit Bullion before, and would like to interview the Colonel. But anyways, so you like poured silver then? You
Yes.
got a couple pieces?
I've actually been thinking about asking the Colonel how much he would charge me to make a couple of silver fairy statues.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So that way I can give them to my sisters.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Let's see here. Moving on down here. Let's see here. Other questions? I'm just kind of looking for questions. Okay. Red Phantom. Are you married? We knew that one was coming. No. Okay. Very good. Okay. Let's see here. Very good. Okay, it looks like we'll kind of keep an eye on the side chat in case there's any other questions that pop up. But in the meantime, we'll just kind of continue here. So, you think that if there were more advertisements about, and there's coin shows that come in some areas too, and maybe if they could gear some of the shows towards female collectors, because I know sometimes at these coin shows, the larger shows, there will be jewelry displays there as well. And I know Mr. Monkey Swagger talked about that. So,
well, you see, in my experience, when I go to coin shows and I walk up to a man who is selling coins, if I go by myself, normally I'm all right. They'll talk to me like there's any other person. But say that me and my father go, every time we would go, they would instantly defer to my father, would barely look at me.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That is sort of a thing. You know, there's a lot, and I do think that's an issue, especially since it's so male dominated. They just assume. And see, the thing is too, you know, the other thing is you look young. I mean, you know, well, you are young, and that's good. You know, but they automatically, and even if you are a male, at your age, people would automatically assume, well, okay, young probably doesn't have the experience, or maybe is not here because they want to be. Whereas in your case, you are there because you want to be and you enjoy it. And so I think there's maybe a little bit of slight ageism there as well. But you know, it is true that it does seem like there was a slight, I don't want to say prejudice, but there's a tendency to kind of
a stereotype.
Yeah, there you go, a stereotype. And it's not that they're trying to disrespect females, but it
of course not. It's just most dealers come to a coin show, they want to focus on, selling as many coins as possible, making as much money as possible.
Right.
Which is entirely understandable.
Right. Okay, we got some more questions here. Mountain Dew or Pepsi? The Silver V wants to know.
I am biased towards Mountain Dew. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Barbara Carbone. Do you have female friends and family members that stack? That's a good question.
I encourage my younger sisters to stack.
Okay.
And then for Christmas, I normally send my family a couple of silver rounds.
Cool. Yeah, I've
all of
seen
those.
one of your sisters in your video, so that's good.
Yeah, she's here today. She's in the living room watching TV.
Cool. Silver Bull, why did you skip my question? I didn't see your question, Silver Bull. There's a lot of comments here. Give me a break, dude. 2018 stacking goals. What's your stacking goals for 2018?
Just about the same as it always is. I like to keep things very simple and very steady. Just like Dave Ramsey says, keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, very good point. Yep. Awesome.
So I always, like I said, I spend roughly $25 to $28 a week silver round.
Right.
If I can afford it that week, I like to buy 2. But by the end of the year, I have, 52 rounds, sometimes my money situation.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Very good. Mr. Zeke, sounds like you had the flu there. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. Good to see you. We're just doing an interview here. So Ella Emmanuel Rose asked you, that's a really sweet name, by the way. I like that name. Do you have a local coin shop that you prefer? And along with that, because you are female, do you find that you get maybe better deals, maybe, than the typical male could not get? That's an interesting question.
As for like local corn, damn it. Coin, sorry, tongue tied today.
No worries.
But no, as for local coin stores, I live in such a small town that I either have to go to one of the larger cities around, like I have to go to Hickory, or I have to go to Statesville or Mooresville.
Okay.
For a decent coin store. The one I prefer is in Mooresville because it's not only work, but at the same time, the men who run that store are very, very respectful, and they don't look at me and give me good deals because I'm a woman. They look at me and they give me good deals because they know I'm going to spend a fair amount when I come in.
Okay.
So I have worked very hard to build that relationship.
Right. All right. So Silver Bull's asking, did you do the bikini theme so you could get views?
I'm not going to lie. It does work out that way, but that was not my intention. It was more or less to prove to not only myself, but anyone else who watches that although I'm very pretty, I want people to respect me due to my intellect and my content, because I always have good content.
Right. I think that's...
I'm always very descriptive, and I try to be as detailed as possible with the information regarding the coin of that video.
Right. I think that's important too. I think that's yeah, I agree. All right, very good. Mr. Monkey Swag, I don't know why I guess because of have you tried Mountain Dew Ice?
I have, and it's not bad per se, but I like to stick to the original.
Right. Texman, does she have a silver dowry? I think that means if your father, if you were to get married, there would be a payment of silver exchange. In Eastern cultures, that's what they do. They have dowries, like in India, where the husband has to pay. I think go ahead.
I was going to say it would be hilarious to watch my father give over silver.
I think it's the other way around. I think it's the suitor would have to pay your father in silver.
Let's not tell my father that.
What's that?
Shh.
Yeah, we won't tell you.
We
won't tell your father. That's right. All right. Let's see here. 2000. By the way, Kat, this guy, 2000, he is watching us from Tehran, Iran. And
nice.
And his wife, we could put her on the show because she's got more than 1 kilo of gold. And that's really cool. Wow.
Ooh. Now that is cool.
Okay, Junius Maltby, favorite gold coin either in possession or wish to own? That's a good question. By the way, put 2 asterisks in front of your question just so I know that it's going 2 or 3 asterisks so that I know it's going to cat here.
My favorite gold coin, I do have like a box that I keep all the gold coins that are slabbed. I normally buy it at about 1/10 of an ounce at a time.
Right.
But my favorite would either have to be my William Shakespeare or my Sable.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Because I really, really like classic literature.
Yes, that's cool. How about gold coins that you don't own?
What I don't own, I've actually considered just saving up the cash to buy the gold Mercury anniversary dime.
Oh, you mean this one, right? Hold on a minute here. You're talking about this one right here. Hold on a minute here. That one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a cool coin. And they've come down in
agree.
price a little bit. They were selling at a premium. They sold out from the mint, but they've come down somewhat in price. So there's actually a spot on there on mine. Little copper spot.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
The bands across the column there, are they full split?
They
like they were in the original?
Let me turn this off and look at it close. I don't think they're full split. In fact, they may be barely split because I think the way they did these is from the original dies. But if I remember correctly, the original, and actually the proper name for it is Winged Liberty dime. The Mercury dime was a false misnomer, that they because it looked like the god Mercury, but it's actually a Winged Liberty. But on that reverse, the technology and the way they put such a detailed design in a small planchet is they would actually cut on the die that extra split for the bands. So when you see a full split band, that was because it was cut on the die deeper. On some dies, it's more prominent than others.
Yeah, I went to a coin store a couple days ago, and I was looking because all of them have like their junk silver buckets.
Yes.
But I was looking through the Mercury dimes, and I was actually really, really lucky because I found like late 30s, early 40s Mercury dime that had full split bands, and it was in like at least, I'd say, uncirculated condition.
Right. Wow, nice. Now I've been in several bands that have split up. But that probably doesn't count. I've been in some heavy metal bands that split up, some classic rock bands that split up, and they were full splits too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, have you ever heard of Leo Moraccioli?
Oh yes. Oh yes, it's Frog Leap Studios, dude. He is awesome. I love his stuff. Oh my gosh,
I love his Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, the Ghostbusters was awesome. Yeah, that was a great song. Yeah, he's great, man. Wow.
I got my entire family hooked on him.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, love his channel. And by the way, Laura Blade has joined us here on the side chat. Laura, I sent you a link to join in here. And by the way, Red Phantom says, "Can we send her silver?" Well, I'm sure you can. Go to Bikini Coin Girl's channel on YouTube.
My PO box number is in like the description of almost every single one of my videos as well.
Yeah, very cool. And but Laura Blade, if you want to swing in here, I sent you a link via email. And by the way, if there's any other female members here that want to join in on the discussion, like the Silver V, you're still here. If you want to join in, April G, if you want to, send me an email to salivatemetal@gmail.com. And then we will have you in there. Somebody's knocking. Let's see here.
No, they're not. I was grabbing my addiction here.
Oh, okay, cool. And then Slacker Stacker's here, but good to see you guys. So let's see here. So hopefully maybe we'll get some other folks to come in here for a little bit of a different, of more perspective. And again, because part of this is about getting the word out about precious metals. And I'm really hoping that women will watch this stream after the fact, after we're done, and see that, hey, this is not a hobby that's just for men, because there's so many cool pieces out there. And I think that in this community, especially, it's been amazing how respectful men have been for the most part, to the women.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have those few that just like to push the limits.
Right. But really that's going to be for pretty much any environment, for any situation. But there's a lot of encouragement in this community. And even if you don't make a channel, if you don't have a channel, you can, it's an encouraging thing, because I've talked to I've had some female collectors who don't comment on my videos, but they'll contact me privately, say what an inspiration or what have you. And that's just a blessing to me, because I think it's great to get everybody involved, from kids to the elderly to anybody in between, of all age, no matter what, male or female or transgender. Hey, even that. Everybody.
Yeah, I was actually really, really proud at one point, due to the fact that at one point my demographics showed that a good 20% of my viewership was of like the younger range. So that made me really happy.
Yeah. And that's just it. I think that is partly because you're young. And so I think age does attract people of the same, I'm 84, so I'm going to attract a lot of older folks. No, I'm kidding. I'm not 84. I know I look it though, don't I? I do look at it. I do look at it, but I use oil of Olay as often as I can to keep my skin soft. And hey, here we go. The Stacker Stoner, LGBT, liberty, guns, beer, and Trump. Amen. There you go.
Right.
That's awesome.
I like that.
I like that too. Very cool. Let's see here. Davy's a killer. There's no way a half a dozen women can agree on any one thing at any one time.
Hey, I resemble that.
Yeah. Let's see here. And by the way, too, T.G. Hanlon talks about, that's the one thing, talk about Muslims love their precious metals also. And that's just it. One thing I've noticed about in this community, is there's so many different backgrounds and so many different folks of all religions, of all races and creeds. And I think that's wonderful. Now, obviously, I'm not shy about my political views or my views on certain subjects, but I appreciate the diversity of the community for sure. And I think that's amazing. So, we're talking about, a gender or sex-based situation to try to get more females involved, but there's a lot of folks of many different religions and creeds and things out there as well. And so, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
What is your opinion on women with cryptocurrency?
Yes, and actually, I think somebody above mentioned about that. I think that's great. I think and I've seen in the side, because I don't really watch a whole lot of those channels, but I've seen some crypto girl or whatever. There are channels out there of females that are involved in that as well, and I think that's great. I think, in a sense, there's sort of the same barriers or preconceived notions in that community as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Are you into cryptos at all?
Not really. It makes me really, really nervous.
Yeah.
I'm more of like tangible assets. I like being able to hold it.
Yeah, it's kind of the way I am. I mean, I have no problem with the cryptocurrencies, because some people buy them, and the profits, they buy precious metals or what have you. It's like, as long as you know the risk. I just don't know enough about it. I've invested a little bit of money into them, like $50. I have a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well,
All
not
right.
to mention, like the value of cryptocurrency itself is more volatile than the gold and silver market. You never know exactly what's going to happen.
Right, exactly. That's what she said, the Stacking Stoner said. And that is exactly what she said. She just said it. And again, as a reminder to folks, if you have a question for Kat from Bikini Coin Girl, post it with 2 or 3 asterisks in front of your question so that I know it's going to her. Very
I'm more
good.
than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yes. Okay. So
But
let's
no, I
see.
do like how the more recent coins, like the new what's it called? The Liberty coin that just came out.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The gold and silver, the black Lady Liberty. Yes, the gold. Yes.
I do like how like the market itself is starting to more minorities.
Right. Yes.
Because coin collecting is for anyone, and I think everyone should be, I suppose would be the right word.
Right. Yes. That was something that was a whole discussion that was about that coin. And I certainly think as well that there ought to be different portrayals. My only thing about that, this is something that is not, some may not be a popular opinion, because I don't mind the portrayal of different races in the coins, but I felt like that particular one may have been a little bit forced. In other words, because of the whole theme behind it, because they're going to be releasing those biannually with a different race and a different culture. And I think in a way there's been some political correctness involved in that, as to try to kind of appease. And that's the one thing that I'm strongly against, is political correctness, because based on that notion, then in 2050, or we're going to have a Japanese punk rocker version of Liberty. And if
It will definitely be something interesting to see.
Yeah, and if that doesn't come on, then some group is going to be very upset. But I do think that's I think, like, for instance, we have the Frederick Douglass quarter. I think that's great. We have the possibility that Harriet Tubman
like
$20
the bronze medals I was telling you about.
Yeah.
One of the bronze medals, they had Rosa Parks on one of them and Harriet Tubman on the other.
Yeah.
Had one for like Amelia Earhart.
Right. Yes. And amazing women, and I think they should be commemorated. And especially like Harriet Tubman. If you read about her, she was an amazing lady. She started the Underground Railroad that freed slaves, and also Frederick Douglass. And even though I don't really like the portrayal of Frederick Douglass on the America the Beautiful quarter, because it looks more like Bob Ross than he does somebody who freed the slaves. And ask your dad about Bob Ross; he'll know who he is. But
my dad's actually standing behind the camera over there.
Cool. So hopefully he's heard of Bob Ross. Yeah, but
give you a thumbs up.
Yeah, Frederick Douglass was an absolutely amazing man, and he did as much for women's rights as he did for freeing, for the rights for slaves and blacks.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And I would love to see him portrayed more on our coinage, and a proper commemorative coin for Frederick Douglass, because he was one of the few. He was a slave actually in Maryland, and in Maryland, when Lincoln freed the slaves with the Emancipation Proclamation back in 1863, it was only for the slaves in the South. It didn't count towards the slaves in the North. And but yeah, Frederick Douglass was an absolutely amazing man. And I agree with you. I'd love to. And there are some black viewers of my channel and others, and some of them have had channels, and I think it's wonderful, because I agree with you. It should be open to all races and all creeds and religions and everything.
Yeah, I'm honestly, like, I'm really hoping, because I was telling you about this article earlier. In 2006, the percentage of people who were buying from the mints were 25% women. Pretty sure is when the America the Beautiful coin started coming out.
Right.
So from 2006 though to 2015, it dropped down to about 10 to 13%.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
a
hoping now with the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Looks to the coins. I'm
yeah.
hoping that will jump back up to about the 25 to 30% range, because I would really like to see that by 2020.
Yes, it would be nice to see. Very, very true. I agree. Let me see. There's another question here. Okay, yes. Dad, if you're listening, we want to thank you for helping get Bikini Coin Girl into stacking. The Silver V mentions that. And you know what? That's just it. Fathers, what is that song by John Mayer? Fathers, be good to your daughters or whatever. Is that's really what it's about. And I think really the key may be your parents and teaching and instilling the values of collecting precious metals and getting into coins. And that's going to be ingrained into you, Kat, for years to come.
Oh
And,
yeah, I'll definitely
and
agree.
yeah, did your dad get you into any heavy metal by any chance? Some metal bands?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I was
right.
a huge fan of Metallica growing up.
Nice, cool,
But my
sweet.
favorite, all-time favorite, has to be Alice Cooper.
Oh, Alice Cooper is awesome. Oh, heck yeah. Love me some old Alice. Yes,
My
indeed.
dad, for my 18th birthday, actually took me to see one of his concerts,
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
and it was amazing.
Yes, he is
I've never seen anyone put on a better stage performance.
yep, he is incredible. He was the first shock rocker, and he did this. I mean, and people thought he was, the into devil worship and everything, but really he's a Christian. I'll tell you a little story going off tangent here with Alice Cooper. My grandfather actually played golf with Alice Cooper in Arizona, and he got his autograph for me. And he said that he's the most normal guy you will ever see on the golf course. Very highly intelligent. I've heard interviews with him. He was actually in Wayne's World as well. He does some pretty cool cameo in there. But there's one thing about Alice Cooper that's very odd. He actually has hair on his cheekbones.
That is
Like
an interesting fact.
he's got hair on his cheekbones, which is kind of unusual. Usually people have hair, and it may be his Indian heritage or whatever, but I don't know. But anyways, thought that was kind of an interesting little thing. All right, here's another question. We got off a little off topic there, but we got to have a little fun a little bit here. By the way, the president is joining us, Kat. President Donald J. Trump is here. All right, very good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he took time out of his day to swing by. I always appreciate that. Where's that question here? Take care of Coins A to Z. They want to know if the necklace you're wearing. Some people have asked this a while. If that's silver, is that a
It
choker?
is, it's sterling silver.
Nice.
I had it, 1 second. Take it off. I had it handmade.
Oh wow.
I took roughly 3 ounces of unmarked silver
Okay.
and had a local jewelry maker. And then for each year that me and my father do something together, I have a new charm made to put on it.
Oh, that is cool. That's great. That's wonderful.
Like last year for Halloween, he took me to go shoot zombies in the face with paintball guns.
Oh, nice.
So I have a little here, and we were supposed to go to the Bahamas, but due to all the hurricanes, we had to take a really short trip.
Right.
And then we have a longer trip in March. So I got a small sand dollar short trip that I'm gonna put on this side over here.
Right.
And then I got a large tiki tree for the long trip.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. That's awesome. That's a great. You'll never, and that's some silver that you'll definitely will always keep to cherish those
Oh
memories.
yeah.
2000 says, do you stack silver because of doomsday or prepping, or do you feel attracted to it?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, growing up in the household that I did, we even had like survival weekends where we would go out and like, where most families go camping and they bring a cooler with food in it.
Right.
So it is definitely part of the doomsday prepper thing because should the economy collapse, always going to be worth something.
Right.
But at the same time, I am female and
Yeah.
shiny, pretty things will always attract me.
Sure. Very cool. All right. Let's see here. Well, we're gonna probably take maybe one or two more questions, and then we're going to probably wrap it up here. People want me to do push-ups, but I'll probably do that offside. I usually do them while I'm doing the live streams here, but I'm kind of yeah. Let's see here. Okay,
I do
let's.
a lot of inverted sit-ups.
Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, those are tough.
Those are
Slacker, painful. Yeah. Slacker Stacker says, "What are your goals in stacking and coin collecting? What do you collect and stack the most?" You sort of covered some of this earlier, so maybe
Well,
just
my main goal
What's
is
that?
more or less. I said my main goal is more or less to have not only just a nest egg.
Right.
So should anything ever happen to where I have to sell off my silver, I have it. But at the same time, like half of my silver collection is that emergency, like last resort. But the other half is for any children that I may have one day.
Right. That's good. It's always good to think about the future generations for sure. And I think
Oh yes, and I'm gonna mess with them too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna
And
tell
so
them
many,
exactly where to find it. I'm gonna leave them a poem, and they have to figure it out for themselves.
there you go. Exactly. But I'm happy to hear you say that, because so often many of us, and even older generations, don't think about our own futures, much less our children's futures or children we may have one day. So that's good. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Oh yeah, silver backstacker wants to see how that's done in inverted sit-ups. Yeah, I guess you're on an incline and then you just push up. You just sit up when you're inverted, right? Essentially.
Basically, what I'll do is I'll sit on my couch and I'll put very edge, have someone hold my knees, and then I'll like lean down to where my back is parallel with the floor itself, hold it for 5 seconds, and then come back up. I normally do about 25 to 30 of those a day.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome.
And that works your back muscles along with your core muscle and even all the way up in your neck muscle as well.
Right. Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, I tell you what, folks, I think we're pretty much wrapping up here towards the end here. And Kat, I want to thank you, and Lainey from RB50, who was here earlier. And it was great to see everybody swing in here and ask some great questions. And Bikini Coin Girl, great topic. I'm glad you brought this to my attention, and I'm glad we could discuss it, because I do think it's something that
it's a very important topic.
Yes, and definitely, indeed, for sure. And so I very much appreciate you, and everyone else here watching. And so thank you again, Kat. And for those, again,
thank you for taking the time.
Her channel is called Bikini Coin Girl. Search it up on YouTube. Give her a subscribe, and check her channel out. And Lainey's is RB50. Retire before, it used to stand for retire before 50, but RB50, if you just search RB50, you will find her channel too, and good stuff. Both those channels, and so thank you again. Extend a multitude of gratitude, y'all, for watching, and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care.
Bye.